Good afternoon, John. How are you?
Afternoon, Peter. I'm fine, thanks.
Good, man. Well, welcome to the Business Spotlight, John. Great to see and hear from you this afternoon. So, could you tell me a little about yourself and your business, please?
Yeah, my name is John Irwin. I'm managing director of a company called Denroy Plastics. We are part of the Denroy Group, a company with a well-known international brand called Denman, which is a hairbrush brand. Denroy is the manufacturing part of the business, and we engineer solutions using injection molding. So our core competency is plastics injection molding, and we supply to the aerospace, commercial aerospace, the defence sector, automotive, healthcare, and of course the hairbrushes as well. The company is about 50 years old. It's still a family-owned company, and it will remain a family-owned company. So very typical in Northern Ireland terms.
Yeah, the brand. As soon as you said about the Denman, the hairbrush brand, I mean, yeah, I've seen over the years. I've seen those. I mean, are they sold right across the world?
All over the world, about 60 countries around the world. We supply the iconic Denman black hairbrush with the pink pad and the white bristles was made famous in the 70s by Vidal Sassoon when he invented the bob, and that's what really got the brand going. And even today, we're still making 3 to 4 million of those a year.
Fantastic, great. So I didn't expect Vidal Sassoon to crop up in conversations. So
No.
thanks for sharing that. And so, how long have you been involved in Denman Denroy? I beg your pardon.
I've been in Denroy for almost 9 years. My career history has been in almost entirely in plastics manufacturing of one form or another, whether it was in the packaging industry, the construction industry, flexible film, printed flexible film, rigid PVC, and now injection molding. Always been on the commercial side of the business until the last sort of 10 years. Took over general management, let's say, and then eventually as managing director in Denroy.
Well, congratulations. And what would you say have been your biggest learnings in business or indeed in life?
I think I suppose maybe this is coming from the commercial background, but everything's to do with relationships. It's all people, and I've found over the years that by accident rather than design, I suppose I'm able to form good relationships with people. And we talk about stakeholders. It isn't just with customers. It's with all the stakeholders. It's with the trade bodies, the suppliers, customers, and the employees as well. And that sort of that has been the secret of my success, I suppose, to use that phrase. It's been very, very important for me over the years to be able to approach new potential customers and establish a rapport and tenacity, obviously a bit of tenacity thrown in, and eventually you can provide a solution, and that relationship holds good then for years and years.
John, have you ever had a mentor or a coach that's had an influence on your career?
Not formally, no. I I haven't. I suppose that I feel that a lot of my approach and my attitude came from my father, and he didn't formally sit me down either, but it was more just learned behavior, seeing how he behaved, and subconsciously probably learning from his example. And he was never a flapper. He was always pretty cool and calm, and dealt with the crisis, and but always good, friendly with people, and could form good relationships as well. And I suppose the values that he instilled in me as I grew up have stayed with me all these years. And when I came to Denroy's a family business, as I said, and the values of the business are based on good family values. So I suppose that struck a chord with me, and maybe that's why I work well in that type of a business.
Do you have any favorite quotes or sayings that particularly resonate with you?
Well, a really irritating one that annoys people usually, because it's far too simplistic, but I usually say, if it's not right, it's wrong. And I suppose technically it is. If it's not right, it's wrong. But I have found over the years that the bar can lower very easily, and it's very important to set standards high. And something that's maybe quite right but not perfect lowers the bar, in my view. And I think it's always important that we strive to get things right first time, and that we set our standards high and maintain that.
Yeah, very good. I like that one. I haven't heard that one before, but I'll certainly keep that in the back pocket.
Good.
And who's the first person, John, that comes to mind when you think about success?
I suppose a lot of people would talk about Amazon and Virgin and these big companies, but actually that's not what I would refer to. A friend of mine, a guy I've known from university, played sport with him, and he's a pharmacist, in fact, but he has used the pharmacy as a means to an end and become a very successful businessman. So maintains the pharmacy business, but has been very successful in other areas of business as well. He's a peer, obviously, and the way he has done business, his attitude and approach, I have found sort of inspirational over the years, I suppose. And just a thoroughly nice guy, but who has been able to be successful in business as well.
Very good. And tell me, John, what have you learned about yourself in your career?
I suppose that I wouldn't have been the most confident person when I was younger, and but learned to be confident through sort of self-awareness and being able to reflect on how I'd performed in certain situations, and believed actually that I'd done quite well, even though I may have been a bit reticent beforehand. I think over the years that has helped me grow in confidence, and I think I've achieved things over the years that in the early days I would have thought I'll never be able to do that. Even recently I traveled to France, and I was asked to be a guest speaker at the EFQM Global Awards, and I went and spoke to 200 or 300 people. That's something that has been developed over the years in business, and through confidence and understanding that understanding what I can achieve and what I've done before, and not forgetting that, I suppose.
That's brilliant. And it must have been a daunting experience and a rewarding experience speaking to those people then over in France.
Well, yes, it was, and you do get a bit of I suppose afterwards the thing gets ratified. I suppose when people come to you and they're hearing things from you that they maybe hadn't heard before, and they get a little different perspective on business and how we do our business and how that sort of fits in with the EFQM model, and it's nice to have that ratified in that way.
And what's the biggest challenge that you're currently facing in your business, John?
I suppose we're no different to anybody else. Where skills are hard to come by, hard to retain. Energy costs are very high, and we're in the plastics industry, which is not, unfairly, I believe, not the most popular industry in the world. It all gets tarred with the same brush, and that is a challenge in terms of the message that the products that we supply are very beneficial. Other than the FFP3 mask, there's nothing that we make that's a single-use item. And it's on an aircraft, for example, for maybe 25, 30 years, and then it's fully recyclable beyond that. Even the FFP3 masks, we're working on a project with the Health and Social Care in Northern Ireland to have those masks collected, decontaminated, recycled, and in a truly circular way manufactured into a new product, such as a Denman comb. So that message is a big challenge for us. Apart from all the other sort of normal business challenges, the fact that we're in the plastics industry is a challenge, and we work very hard to be ethical, because we don't want plastic thrown into the sea or anywhere else. We want it to be reused, because it is a very, very recyclable material.
What would you say to anyone thinking of going into business today?
I would say that you need to be able to collaborate. I would say start the business on your own. because it's very difficult to find a trusted partner, but be prepared to collaborate with many other people, because you need the help, support, the knowledge, the expertise of other people to help you on your way, and help you avoid some of the pitfalls that we'll all fall into from time to time. But definitely, be tenacious, be determined, and you'll succeed.
And if you could start your career over again, is there anything that you would do differently?
I think that I may have taken a different degree course at university, and probably done engineering. I did a business with a language degree, which was useful, and it hasn't held me back particularly over the years in terms of my progressing my career. But I discovered that over the years working with customers using machinery, that I had an affinity for that and wished that I had taken a degree in engineering. I don't think it would have put me any further ahead than I am now, but for my own satisfaction, I think it would be better qualified, let's say.
All right, and what are you most excited about in 2023 for Denroy?
This is a real consolidation year for us. We've come through the pandemic. We've come through that sort of spike in the manufacturing of the masks. We've got our extension. We're literally getting it connected to the high voltage this weekend. We're moving into that, and we are seeing huge increases in aerospace products over the next 2 to 3 years. So there's a lot of preparation for us to ramp up for that. But we also believe that the mask business will become very, will extend it, I think, around the UK. We've only got one customer at the minute, which is Health and Social Care Northern Ireland. So we've got a huge market to try and fill over the next 12 months. And I think next year and beyond, we'll start to see a very stable, sustainable business for us that will continue to help us to grow in the future.
And John, if someone is interested in Denroy or the group and wanted to reach out, what would be the best way for them to do so?
I mean, I can be contacted directly. Being involved with EFQM and another continuous improvement, an aerospace continuous improvement program called SC21. Part of the ethos of that is an openness and willingness to allow people to come see around the business and share best practices. And equally, we like to go and visit as well. And unashamedly, I steal ideas from people to if I think it's going to improve our business here. But equally, we're more than happy to speak to people, let them see our operation, and if it helps them in theirs, well, that's fine.
Fantastic. That's very, very, very generous of you from an outlook and an attitude perspective. So, well, look, John Irwin, thank you very much for your time today. It's been really, really interesting hearing about your journey and indeed the success and growth of a Northern Ireland family business over 50 years. So thank you very much indeed for your time today.
No problem. Thank you. Thanks, Peter.